Welcome to the Family Geekery Podcast, a podcast for geeks from a family of geeks. We talk about comics, video games, and anything else geeky. I'm Amber.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are talking about Creature Commandos on Max.
Nice.
But first...
Geeky Weeks, Geeky Weeks.
Let's talk about our Geeky Weeks.
Who's going to kick it off?
I'll kick it off.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right.
You have
waiting.
permission.
Let's see. I just saw a movie today.
Ooh, fresh.
Fresh, yeah. Nosferatu.
Was it good?
It was good. It's a love story.
I know, I want to see it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Gotta love Skarsgård in a grotesque-looking creature film.
How fitting.
He does that well. I think he's typecast now.
Probably.
That's all right.
But I think they are making another It movie too, so at least he's like getting jobs.
We need someone that looks creepy. We need a tall, skinny dude that's weird looking.
Hey you, the clown, come be our vampire.
Why don't you cast my brother sometime? We can't. He's too good looking. That's horrible. I don't mean that. That's a joke. Yeah, good movie. It was long. I think a little over 2 hours or so, but it was good. And what else? Oh, your mother and I started binging a show, and 4 hours later, stopped binging that show because it was done.
Oh.
What show?
It's one of those that the episodes are only half an hour long, so you get done with one, you're like, oh, let's just do another one. And then multiply that by 8, you're like, oh, you start counting down, you're like, oh, there's only
quick.
3 left.
That's all they seem to want to make nowadays.
Oh, there's
8
only
episodes.
2 left. Yeah. But it was No Good Deed. And it's a dark comedy featuring Lisa Kudrow and Ray Romano.
Oh.
And I recommend it. It was good.
Is that the serial
Nice.
killer one? Oh, no, that's the one with Haley Cuoco in it. Kaylee Cuoco.
Yeah. There's lots of
Okay.
serial killer shows that we're watching also. All
Yeah.
comedies. But dark comedies. The best
Nice.
kind of comedies.
Yeah.
And let's see. Haven't played very many games. But yeah, watched a couple shows. Watched a movie. It's good stuff. How about you guys?
I'll go.
Okay.
See, I played some Roblox with my friend. Little Roblox bonding. And we played this, burger, simulator. Burger restaurant, fast food restaurant simulator. And it was chaos. Our fryer was on fire. There was rats and cheese on the floor, and it was not going well.
So was it kind of like Overcooked
Yeah.
in a sense? Okay.
Yeah, but it was fun. And then I watched a movie. I watched 500 Days of Summer, which is like a romance movie. It was really cute. It has Zooey Deschanel in it and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh my god, you got his name right.
I looked it up. I got my notes.
I always forget his name, and I just know, oh, he's the guy with 3 names.
Yeah, but it was cute. Not your typical romance ending, but it was good. And then, not directly my geeky week, but there's a new Sims pack, Comfy Gamer. I'm sure Amber can talk about it, but it looks really cute. Waiting for Amber to buy it so I can leech off.
Oh, I bought it today.
Oh, perfect.
Good timing.
That and the other 2 kits that released the other day.
Nice.
Well, if you're done, that's a good segue into my geeky weeks.
Go for it.
Last week, I promised I would update you guys on the Sims 25th anniversary news, because they had that little live stream last week. And they basically what they announced was that there were going to be more announcements later.
That's so funny because that's exactly what Nintendo did with their Switch, the Switch 2 or whatever. They had
Funny.
They had a little preview, teaser movie that showed pictures of it, but then just said, come back February, whatever the date was.
That's funny. Yeah, so there's they did announce the 3 packs that I just talked about, but they're also going to do a 25-hour live stream, which is kind of crazy, for the 25th anniversary, and they've got a whole bunch of creators signed on to do it. So I'm excited for that. I don't know how it's going to go or how much of it I'm going to watch, because that's a long time, and I'm definitely not going to be able to watch it all live.
It's
so
gonna
maybe
have,
I'll watch it, a little bit here and there as the VOD. But also, they're doing they've been doing kind of like battle pass events lately, and they said they were going to do another one of those and like a base game update. So that's what they announced. And they've got some really cute stuff, leaked, or not leaked. It wasn't actually leaked for once. They actually announced this thing for real. But they've got some cool stuff announced, and I'm excited for it to drop in like February-ish. So
cool.
I also watched season 2 of Exo Kitty all in one day, because it is one of those that's 8 episodes, 30 minutes each. So
They got you.
They got me. And that made me nostalgic to go rewatch To All the Boys I Loved Before. So I watched the first movie in that series. So
it's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
It'll be funny if that live stream, if they have a schedule of like who's playing when, and your favorite is at like 3 a.m.
It's cool. They actually released like a graphic that looks like those music festivals where they have like the biggest names at the top, and then so they did that, and that's kind of cool. They're gonna have good. Dan and Phil.
Oh.
Which is a surprise to me. They're probably the most famous I guess they're simmers, right? But they're like known for things other than playing Sims. So they're probably the biggest people that are going to be there.
Did we get an invite?
No, if only.
We did get an invite to a upcoming anime convention.
Ooh.
In the summer.
Let's go.
We should talk about that.
A return?
We should. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, not on the podcast.
Oh.
I'm not going to give up behind the scenes for free.
Is it one we've been to before?
No, this is a relatively new one, I think.
Oh.
But it's by the same people.
We should do a cosplay.
We should cosplay Family Geekery.
I was going to say we could be Spy Family. I don't know who in Spy Family we would be, but I haven't even seen it.
I've never even heard of it. Cool.
Anyway.
Any other geeky weeks?
I think that's it.
Nope.
All right, so off to the main topic this week, which is Creature Commandos TV show, adult animated superhero television show based on the team from DC Comics. Just came out in December, 7 episodes, and this is the kickoff of the DC Expanded Universe. And it's created by James Gunn.
Yeah.
So I think he actually wrote this before he signed the contract to become the new Kevin Feige of DC. And then
that's cool.
Once they signed him on, he's like, "Hey, I've got something for you."
Because he did the second Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he did that. And then, so basically
once Marvel kicked him to the curb.
I don't know if they kicked him to the curb or...
I think they fired him and then rehired him or something for the newest Guardians movie.
Guardians 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I found it funny that he worked on Guardians of the Galaxy, and the first part of the first episode was like, let's get a team of prisoners together.
Right. Yeah, so team of prisoners, that's basically, we've got kind of the Suicide Squad thing going on, but this happens 2 years after the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
We still got Amanda Waller.
Still played by Viola Davis. That's crazy.
Right. Putting together a team. And if you didn't know any of this, you'd be watching this, you'd be like, this is just Suicide Squad, but with different characters.
Right.
But I guess that's the idea.
But the catch is, they can't use humans because of some law regulation thing. So she's just like, well, these aren't humans, they're monsters. Kinda, I guess. So here we go. Let's use these people instead.
Yep. So apparently, yeah, whatever happened probably happened in Peacekeeper, which I heard was a really good show, but I just haven't watched it yet. So we'll have to watch that and get some of the backstory from.
Did you watch the Suicide Squad? The second one?
I don't remember if I watched the recent one.
Oh, it was good. I saw it on a plane.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I did, so we'll have to go back and watch that
Weasel
too.
was in that one.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's interesting that he said that this is going to be an important part of the DCU because it kind of sets up some characters leading up to Superman, which is going to be coming out later this year. Oh. And I guess some of these creatures or some of these characters may be in that movie also.
That's really cool.
That'll be fun.
But he said he wanted to make sure that the characters are treated equally despite the media. So or despite the medium. So whether it's animated or live action or whatever it is, maybe even comics, it's going to be like the same universe and they're going to be the same characters. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It'll be neat to see if they transition any of these particular characters to live action. There'll be a little bit of CGI for some of them.
Yeah.
But we got to...
I mean, he's got to keep his brother employed.
Yeah. since he's probably not going to be in the next Guardians movie. But yeah, we got a good... that's a good segue into the cast and the characters. Got a good lineup here. Who do you want to start with?
We mentioned him. Let's start with Sean Gunn.
Okay. So Sean Gunn, who obviously the brother of James Gunn. He's playing a couple different characters. He's playing G.I. Robot, which is maybe
that's my favorite character.
Maybe a tie for favorite.
Yeah.
He's just hell-bent on killing Nazis because he's from the Easy Company in World War II, and I guess in each of the episodes has a backstory for them, and I think episode 3 is going to be his backstory. But the only thing he knows is killing Nazis, and he misses doing it because it's been 72 years, 13 months, and whatever. He had a perfect count for the last time he was able to kill a Nazi, and it's just a crazy character.
Yeah.
And he also plays Weasel, who he did the mocap and the voices for in the Suicide Squad also. So.
Oh, okay.
He's just So he's just a little guy that runs around and growls and eats seatbelts.
Right. Slightly based on the Tasmanian Devil.
And that's all he did in the Suicide Squad too.
Not a lot of speaking parts.
Now, I don't remember that movie all the way, but there might have been a little bit of a retcon happening, because in the Suicide Squad, they have, like, this team, right? And I think it has, like, the Peacemaker, or whatever his name is, in it. But they all die at the beginning except for Harley Quinn.
Okay, yeah, I did see that.
And Weasel was part of that. So I don't know if he also survived, I forget the movie, or if there was like a retcon to be like, hey, we want Weasel back.
I think I did see the movie after all. Did they all like parachute onto an island or something? They get split up.
Yeah, I think like it was a trap or something, and they just like all died.
Yeah, I remember that. It was pretty good. So yeah, Sean Gunn got a couple of good characters going on.
Danny, you know who he is, right? In Gilmore Girls.
What?
Oh.
He's Kurt in Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
Why does our podcast always head in the direction of Gilmore Girls?
Because in like every episode, and he's hilarious in that show.
Yeah.
So it's funny to see him be like a not normal person in that, but then like in everything else he does, like in his brother's movies and things, he's got like weird voices, like he's got accents and he's playing a weasel. So it's also cool to see him play GI Robot, who's just his voice.
Cool. So then we got Alan Tudyk, which whenever there's a cartoon that needs a voice actor, that's probably going to be one of your first calls. Like, hey man, can you do us a favor? And I guess he plays several different characters in this, but on the team itself, he plays the part of Dr. Phosphorus. Mm-hmm. And when I said that G.I. Robot might be my tie favorite, I think Dr. Phosphorus has to be the other half of that tie favorite.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's funny and sarcastic and stuff.
So he's just a radioactive man that is just a skeleton, basically. And there's always some reference to his smile.
Yeah, I noted that. He's like, says something like a statement. He's like, I'm sarcastic smiling.
Yeah.
Or someone was like, I can't tell if you're smiling. He's like, oh, I'm smiling.
Yeah. I'm a skeleton. I'm always smiling.
Yeah.
But now I'm really smiling. Yeah, so I knew, as soon as I saw his name, I knew he was going to have a good character to play. Then we got the Bride.
Yeah.
So basically the Bride of Frankenstein, voiced by, I might mess this up, but Indira Varma. Have you guys ever heard her before or seen her before?
She's in Vox Machina.
Oh, okay.
She plays one of the side characters. I mean, she's a really famous actress. Like, she does, like, real live-action movies, too, I think. But when I heard her voice, I was like, she sounds familiar.
Now, was she in the original Critical Role, or she just did the voice?
She's like a side character. So she's in a lot of episodes, but she's not part of the main party in Vox Machina.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was in a show I watched with Idris Elba years ago. And then she was in Rome also. She was the main Roman's wife. Great actress. This might be the first thing that I've noticed her as being a voice actor.
I think you'd really like Vox Machina.
The show?
Yeah. I'm almost done with it. I'm on season 3. I've got like 3 episodes left.
I'll put it on the list.
Nice.
Then who else? We got Nina. Nina, which is like a sea creature, has to wear a helmet full of water so she can exist on the world, on the Earth, on the world, so she can exist on our planet. Voiced by Zoe Chow, and Zoe Chow, loved her recently in the Apple TV show After Party.
Oh,
she does
I didn't recognize her in anything.
Great job on that. Then we've got, let's see, Rick Flag. Okay, so Rick Flag Sr., which is the leader of this band of monsters, creatures, and he is voiced by Frank Grillo. Had to steal someone else from the MCU.
Who's he in the MCU?
Who's that?
He's Crossbones.
That does not ring a bell.
Okay. He had a black suit with a skull and crossbones on his chest, but he had a mechanical arm. So he was...
What movie was he in?
Probably Captain America... What was the first sequel called?
Winter Soldier?
Civil War or Winter Soldier. One of those. He was a good guy fighting for S.H.I.E.L.D., but then he betrayed him.
Oh, gotcha, this guy. He was in Endgame.
Endgame?
And Civil War and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he was in a couple.
He was everywhere.
And I think he was the one that was kind of outspoken against Marvel, or kind of upset with them because he had some story about his son, like, being super excited that his dad was going to be in the Marvel movies, and then they killed him off.
Oh.
So.
Dang.
So I don't know I think they killed him off in his first movie, but then he came back in these other ones. So maybe Marvel liked the sad story of his son being upset.
Well.
But he does a good job.
Yeah.
And then who's left? We
got David Harbour.
Oh, David Harbour. Yeah. So he's in the backstory of The Bride. He's playing Eric Frankenstein. And that's a really good backstory. So episode 2 is the backstory of The Bride. And yeah, it's just a good old-fashioned love story.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think he's doing a good job of voice acting because I cannot tell it's him. Like I'm trying. Like I'm listening to his words. I'm like, I know it's David Harbour. I watched the opening sequence, but I just like can't tell that it's him. It's so good.
Mm.
Yeah, there was just a couple, like when he would cry or scream or something like that. A couple things that would kind of hint to his voice, but other than that, he's doing a good job. So that's our cast of creatures coming together to form Task Force M. What does the M stand for?
Monster, right?
Monster, I guess so, yeah. And this is the beginning of what Chapter 1 of the DCU is called Gods and Monsters. So I guess this is the monsters part of it, and then I'm guessing Superman will be the god part of it.
Typical.
Unless we get another story with Wonder Woman and Ares and all those people.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need another one of those.
No, I don't think we do.
But yeah, so let's talk about what we thought. How'd you guys like it?
I liked it. I've been a fan of the more recent DC shows, like the Harley Quinn show, and other ones that I haven't watched. I kind of want to go and watch, like the Batman anime. There's like, I don't know, they're doing a lot of animated TV shows, and they all look really good. So I was excited to watch this one, and it's living up to its hype. It's good.
What'd you think, Danny?
I agree. As someone who's like, I don't watch like the DC movies or any of the shows except Penguin. I did watch Penguin, but I feel like they have a really good idea and plan for what's coming up, and it's a good time to do it as MCU is in their decline. So, but I thought it was cute, and I was expecting it to be like any other like comic cartoon and kid friendly, but I realized it was maybe not for the kids.
Not kid friendly. Yeah, I thought I watched the first episode actually a couple weeks ago, and as soon as I started watching it, I was like, I've already seen this story, right? I've seen the Suicide Squad. I didn't know the backstory, and I didn't know the intent or the setting of the movie. My 11th grade English teacher will be upset that I didn't figure out the setting first. Got to know the timeline, know what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like turned off by it. Like, gosh, we got a lady that looks exactly like Viola Davis forming a team of criminals or whatever, and so I didn't understand that that was what it was exactly meant to be. And I ended up liking it, but I fell asleep in it. So then I rewatched it when we decided to do this as a podcast episode. I rewatched the first 2 episodes. And the first episode, I fell asleep probably halfway in because there was half of it that I didn't even remember at all. And then the second episode is when... And I had read reviews that said that this was very highly acclaimed. The people liked it. So that's why I was willing to offer it up to the podcast and give it a second chance. And I'm glad I did because the part that I fell asleep in was all good. And then the second episode... starting with the backstories, really good storytelling, good stuff, and I love the soundtrack that's going on behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did read who it was. I was hoping it was Cheech from Cheech and Chong, because it kind of sounded like him. But it's apparently a real musician. But it's kind of neat. They got, again, not very family friendly music going on behind it. There's some language in the lyrics, but funny and fitting for the scenes.
What's that movie of the guy that he's from a country like this and he moves to America? And they made a sequel. He's got Borat.
Borat?
Yeah. So it's giving Borat vibes because it's like some small, Eastern European country that we're visiting, and all the music just kind of reminded me of stuff that would be in Borat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to guess this is a fictitious country.
I'm pretty sure.
Now, it looks like the show has already been renewed for a second season.
Oh,
wow.
Nice.
That happened quick. Right after the release. It's released in December 5th of 2024, and before December was over, they got renewed for a second season.
Awesome.
I guess when you're in charge of the whole universe and you're also the writer, there's probably an easy road to get your own show renewed. Like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do another one of those. I liked it.
It's funny how he's got like a little animated version of himself in the opening sequence. I like that.
Of who?
James Gunn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He and his iconic hair. Yeah, so 7 episodes. We're going to get a couple more flashbacks coming up. And I'm looking forward to it. You guys going to watch the rest of it?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another... I think these were even shorter than 30 minutes, 20-something minutes each.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Easy to digest. Easy to binge.
For sure.
Definitely.
Cool. Well, anything else on Creature Commandos that we want to talk about?
I liked when... What's the fish girl's name again?
Nina?
I liked when Nina and G.I. Robot were talking. I think it was in the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just ranting about, I want to kill Nazis. And she could totally just be like, what are you saying? But she was like, if I were to kill Nazis, I'd do it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Aw. Such a bonding moment for them.
I wonder if there's going to be a romance with them. Because she was also like, hey, do you want anything? Can we get him some diesel?
Right.
Yeah.
At the dinner party.
They're fun characters.
Yeah.
I really liked the fight sequences. Like in episode 1 between, is his name Rick Flag?
Yep.
And Dr. Phosphorus. I thought that was a really silly and an interesting fight sequence.
It was a long fight sequence for animation.
Yeah. And then he put on an oven mitt and started punching him. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, because he kept on getting burned by the radiation.
Yeah.
Some of this reminds me a little bit of the other DC show, Doom.
Harley Quinn?
No, Doom Patrol.
Oh.
Because there's a robot in Doom Patrol. There's a guy I think he's irradiated. That's why he has to. That's why he has to have the wraps around him. He was cosmically radiated, so he has to keep the wraps on him that keep the radiation in.
Definitely has some of the same vibes as Doom Patrol from the first episode that I saw.
I'd like to see a crossover. That would be a fun crossover, because then they'd be like looking at each other, from across the battlefield. They'd be like, "Wait a minute, you've got one of those too? You guys got a robot too?" Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to finishing it.
Nice.
I want to see some GI robots at the next Comic-Cons.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this short and sweet episode. Fun show.
Sabrina?
Go,
Sorry.
Go check it out. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's on HBO Max. Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Not with your kids.
Do what Danny said. Go watch it. Not with your parents.
Huh?
Not with anybody. Enjoy it by yourself.
Might be awkward watching this with your parents. Some scenes, at least. Well, cool. Well, go ahead and check out that show. Check out our socials. Check out the YouTube channel. See what's going on there. Thank you, as always, for listening to this podcast. And until next time.
Peace out.
And geek out.
Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.